Wow, guys. So I just ran across this video, and if this is true, this is crazy. You've got to see this. So I know I just did another video on the Grant Amato case. You guys should check that one out. But I know my community right now is really wanting to hear stuff about Chris Watts, and I am following this case. And believe me, I want Nichol Kessinger to be locked up behind bars, same as Chris. So if you can just leave a like for the video and subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Those of you that are subscribed, I am very thankful. I really appreciate it. And let's get into this video because it's just getting crazy.
Chris Watts himself has written us and told us he doesn't know why he killed his family. He says that he was possessed by a demon from the house. He says that the Thrive patches were making him think like demonic thoughts. Chris killed his family because he's a sick. He took his bodies to the job, okay? He took the bodies to Anadarko. How dumb can he get? He wanted to get caught. He was going to be killed. In fact, Nikki turned him in. She called the police when she seen the interview because she said he looked.
Remember, guys, this is all alleged because I don't believe that she turned him in. But let's hear it. This was updated 6 days ago.
Like a serial killer. Okay? And she thought, what if he was a serial killer because there was a woman missing from Brighton? You know?
It was just like, I didn't know what was going on. I assumed that she had left, so I was like, well, when you get back, because I knew that they were going through a divorce, it was like, just cover your bases, you know, try not to be alone. And if you are, just record what you guys are talking about, so like at the end of the day, like nothing bad happens to you, you know? And like, and so he said that she woke up and those two kind of just like got in a disagreement, and I don't know what all was said, but he was like, she was being pretty mean. She told me that she's pregnant, and she told me that the kid is not mine. That is what he told me. And again, like, I think he's just saying all this to me to try to cover his tracks with me. Like, I don't know what he told you guys, but I bet it's probably very different, and I think that what he said to me, it was like directed
Very different because you're a liar, Nichol.
Towards me. Like,
many of you mentioned that Zawoki and Patty Productions had recently made videos about the alleged cousin of Nichol Kessinger. So I decided to take a look and see if we can find out if this is really Nichol Kessinger or not. Now, I do not claim to be a Nichol Kessinger voice expert, but I have been watching hours upon hours upon hours of Nichol Kessinger footage. On top of watching, I spend hours editing, so I have to hear her voice over and over and over again. Of course, this is all just speculation. This is just my opinion. You all make up your minds at home whether you believe that this is Nichol Kessinger or not. I couldn't find anything that confirms that this is a real audio recording from a cousin. There isn't anything in the public records or in the discovery that mentions Nichol Kessinger's cousin by name, and I couldn't find the origin of this audio. Just for the sake of analysis, we are gonna go ahead and assume that this audio came from a reliable source and that it's not a hoax. So with that, we're just gonna go ahead and proceed with the assumption that this audio recording was provided by someone who is a reliable source.
Hi, I am Nichol Kessinger's cousin. My mother made a YouTube video. She made one without anyone really knowing she was going to do it. So, like, and now people know about it. We've already moved, changed our names. We've moved 6 times in a year because of the harassment from people saying that Nichol helped Chris Watts, from people who just want to know this case, who want to meet people, whatever. Okay? Nichol didn't kill anyone. Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone murdered his family. Chris Watts didn't have help. He didn't have encouragement. And
so right off the bat, we know that this person that is calling is already making some wild claims.
It sounds a lot like Nichol Kessinger herself, does it not?
Claiming to have moved 6 times in 1 year because of harassment. None of Nichol Kessinger's cousins were ever involved. Never was Nichol Kessinger's cousin ever mentioned. Why would the cousin have to change their name? Let's use our common sense here. If Dwayne Kessinger, the man who sat in that interview for 3 hours, 3.5 hours, and we have the video footage, we have his name, we have his information. If he didn't have to change his name and go into witness protection, how much sense does it make for a cousin who we know nothing about to have to change their name and go into witness protection and be harassed? That makes absolutely no sense. Dwayne Kessinger is still Dwayne Kessinger. Dwayne Kessinger still exists, and he didn't have to go into witness protection. I couldn't find anything that pointed to a cousin or even Dwayne or even Jim or even Charlotte having to change their name because of harassment. It just makes no sense. So that's the first thing I noticed with the words that this person is saying. It makes absolutely no sense why any cousin would have to move, especially when we don't have any footage of them. We don't know who this cousin is. So how could this cousin even possibly be harassed? Second, I will say that this voice sounds a lot like Nichol Kessinger. Her
Right?
nasally voice,
Yes,
her
it does.
it does sound like Nichol Kessinger calling in, who is possibly intoxicated and holding her
Yeah.
nose like this and lowering her voice a little and speaking a little bit slower. Let's hear what this person says again, and then let's compare it to some of Nichol Kessinger's words.
Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone murdered his family.
Okay, this part.
She's getting scared, guys. All this stuff that's going around about her and the case reopening and everything. It sounds like her. It really does. And I could see her doing something like this. She's probably scared. She probably is intoxicated. I would be intoxicated too if I thought that I was fixing to be caught up in this all over again. All right, let's continue.
Compare it to Nichol Kessinger during her interview with Kevin Kovac.
And I kept emphasizing to him he had 3 kids, and I wasn't even mad about
Did
it. I was just
not.
you need to
Liar.
find your family.
Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone murdered his family.
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 So I wanted to do that side-by-side comparison because the one word that stood out is family. It's the way that Nichol says family.
Where's your family, Chris? Where's your family?
And I kept asking him, where's your family, Chris? Where's your family? It's long and drawn out with that very low, nasally voice. Where's your family, Chris?
Chris Watts and Chris Watts alone murdered his family. Chris Watts didn't have help. He didn't have encouragement. And we got he's got lawyers. He had lawyers before. He's got lawyers before.
This
Yeah.
person, this individual sounds intoxicated and out of it, completely out of it. It really does sound like Nichol Kessinger under the influence of something. Now, if this person was Nicole's sister, then there might be more of a similarity in their voice. I don't know. A lot of people say that my sister and I have the same voice, but she is a little higher pitched than I am. But how similar would this cousin be with Nichol? I do find it really convenient that this person says that they are a cousin and not a sibling or someone closer related to Nichol. It's not as hard to verify if someone has a brother or sister, a mom and a dad. But verifying the siblings of one's parents and then how many kids that sibling had, that is a lot harder. And how many cousins you have because of your uncles and aunts that all had kids. I mean, how many cousins do we all really have? I can't go out tonight. I'm sorry. My cousin needs me to watch his dog for him. I'm so sorry. Oh. Hello, work? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Hi, yeah. I'm so sorry. My cousin fell down the stairs and now I have to help her. Yeah, she's in the hospital. I'm so sorry. She's my cousin though. She's like my sister. We grew up together. Yeah, she's my cousin. And I need to be there for her. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can't come to work today. Bye. That's another thing that I noticed with the fact that this person claims to be a cousin. But anyway, let's continue.
Kept contacting everybody, you know, because he wants to talk to Nikki about the baby, okay? So he has lawyers.
Because he wants to talk to Nikki.
This lady is hilarious. This is the Rabbit Hole Fox is her YouTube channel, and she has some good videos on there. Y'all should check it out.
About the baby. The baby, okay? So Nichol Kessinger is from Colorado, and Nichol Kessinger's cousin is from Mississippi. This person is trying really hard to sound Southern, but it doesn't sound real.
No.
Let's continue.
It does not sound real.
So he has lawyers now because they contacted a few days ago, and that's what set my mom off. My mother is 63 years old. Okay, and like, she's mentally ill, okay? She doesn't.
It sounds like this person's mentally ill, and it really does sound like Nichol Kessinger.
She's mentally ill, and like, she really like can't take all this harassment and all this shit. Okay, but
If this person's mother really is mentally ill, I'm really sorry.
Wait a minute, didn't she just say also that her mother even made a YouTube video? She's 63 years old and she's mentally ill, but she made a YouTube video. Makes no sense. I think it's Nichol Kessinger, and I think that she's just running scared right now. Because there's a lot of videos out. I mean, my channel, a lot of other channels are following this case very closely, and we are hoping that we get some justice here.
Need to hear that, but it's the claims. The claims are so wild, and the accent is what's really getting me. He had his liars, and it really set my mouth off. My mother is mentally ill. She can't take all of this harassment. Who is her mom? No one even knows who her mom is. Again, common sense, critical thinking. Let's use that part of our brain. Why in the world would Nichol Kessinger's cousin get harassed? Why? Who is Nichol Kessinger's cousin? None of us know who Nichol Kessinger's cousin is. So again, why would this person get harassed? Let's be real here. Let's continue.
she wanted to like rebuttal what she was seeing on you know, YouTube and all that shit, because the reason that Chris Watts agreed to do a book with Cheryl is because Cheryl was supposed to give money to Nicole. Cheryl never gave any money to Nicole or my mom or anything like that.
How would she know?
Because she got sued for plagiarism.
Huh?
Right?
We know that Nichol Kessinger Googled Amber Fry. She Googled, did people hate Amber Fry? She also Googled Amber Fry's book deal.
Of course people hated Amber Fry. Look what happened. And of course we all hate Nichol Kessinger.
It seems like Nichol Kessinger really wanted to be the next Amber Fry and get a book deal and get some money out of this situation. But it didn't happen. She ended up lying to everybody, and we know it. Why would Sherilyn Cadle owe Nichol Kessinger's cousin money? Let's see that again.
Cheryl is because Cheryl was supposed to give money to Nicole. Cheryl never gave any money to Nicole or my mom or anything like that.
Cheryl never gave any money to Nicole.
She just busted herself right there. She said, Cheryl never gave any money to Nicole or my mom. So it sounds a lot like it's Nicole And she's talking about her mom possibly getting this money.
Nichol or my mom or anything like that. Why would Cheryl Lynn Cadle need to give Nicole's aunt money? How much sense does that make? Let's continue.
Because she got sued for plagiarism. Cheryl contacted Chris for a second book and, said she would give the money to Nicole. Chris said no, because she didn't give the money to Nicole because of what happened before, and she plagiarized the book.
How is Chris supposed to know if Cheryl Lynn Cadle gave Nichol Kessinger money? So it looks like Cheryl Lynn Cadle has been accused of plagiarism. And this is why we are down this rabbit hole, because who knows? Who knows if we'll ever get the truth? All we can really do is speculate based on footage that we have, try to read their body language and what they're saying. We're still on Watts Island, all of us. We're still wondering, trying to piece things together. That's what we're doing. We're just deciphering all of it. We're trying to see if this is a real phone call. We're trying to see if this is Nichol Kessinger. It could be a hoax. And again, we just have to take all of this with a grain of salt because we don't really know. Cheryl Lynn Cadle was accused of plagiarism, so we don't even know if the things that were in that book are true. We don't know if Chris Watts really said them, and even if Chris Watts said them, is he telling the truth? Who knows, but let's continue.
Then he had his new lawyers reach out again, because the lawyers, they were reaching out early from day one, and then they stopped, and then the lawyers started reaching out again, not like a month ago, and then they called and they set my mom off and all that. My mom is...
Again, why would anybody call the cousin and set the mom off? I mean, if a lawyer's going to try to get a hold of Nicole, they're going to call Nicole. They're not going to call the aunt. They're not going to call the cousin. So I think she's so busted here. I really do. You guys tell me what you guys think in the comments.
Suing a couple of YouTube channels for all the harassment of me, her, Nikki. Nikki is suing.
You're busted.
What
It's
in the
you,
world?
Nicole.
So this person claims Nicole's cousin claims that Nicole's aunt is suing a couple of YouTube channels because of the harassment of me, this person, Nicole, and Nicole's aunt. Why is the mentally ill aunt suing people? This sounded like a slip up. It already sounds like Nicole's voice. It sounded like Nicole is saying, yeah, my mom called because everyone keeps harassing me. They keep harassing Nicole and they keep harassing my mom.
I have not watched this interview. I have not watched this. I just wanted to react to this with you guys. So I just watched it along with you. Just to let you know. And she's picking up on everything that I am. So that's what I think's going on. What do you guys think, man? I need to know.
And they keep harassing me, her cousin. I'm her cousin, remember? I'm her cousin.
Then they called and they set my mom off and all that. My mom is suing a couple of YouTube channels for all the harassment of me, her, Nikki. Nikki is suing, but we don't know. Okay, look.
The harassment of me, her, Nikki. Nicole is suing. First of all, suing for what? You can't just go around suing YouTube channels for having an opinion. Right. Just because it hurts your feelings doesn't mean it's harassment. Second, again, it sounds like Nichol Kessinger. We know that Nichol Kessinger was so concerned about her public image. We saw in the interview that she was mostly worried about what's going to happen to her. She is going to have to go into hiding. She says, it's going to probably be months, weeks, until I can go out in public again, because people are going to be like, you were dating a married man,
You
and
a slut.
She knew the consequences of being involved with a married man, and then this married man annihilated his family. Everyone was gonna know about her. She knew that we were going to have our opinions and our speculations about her involvement in this crime, and it was something that really bothered her. We heard it over and over again during that 3.5-hour interview with CBI agent Kevin Kobat.
And then I have to think about like the consequences of his actions and how they affect everybody else. Like all of these, her family's impacted. My name is about to be like slandered for probably a while. I don't know how long it's going to take to heal, but I would not be surprised if it's going to be hard to go out in public sometimes for a couple of years. And that really hurts me, you know.
I hope it's hard for her to go in public for the rest of her life. I hope that she gets locked up behind bars where she belongs.
Just like, this is a horrible, horrible thing. Like, how dare you, you know? And people aren't going to understand that. You know, they're going to say, oh, you know, you're the woman that had an affair with this man who took out his whole family. And I take a step back and it's just like, I didn't know. Like,
You're such a liar.
He's so disgusting. I'm so ashamed of him and everything. And I just, oh, those little girls.
That's why she talked to him for like 2 hours on the phone after, and he made Chris message when everything was done. Ugh, so it makes me sick even watching this woman.
They're so little. They're so little.
We talked,
Who knows how long it's gonna be before I go out in public? Because people are gonna be like, you know, you're that woman who was with that married man and he annihilated his family. And I'm like,
How about shed a few tears for the kids?
know. So we know that Nichol Kessinger really cared about her public image. She really cared about what people were going to think about her because it did affect her life. I mean, we know already that Nichol Kessinger had to go into hiding. She changed her name, she moved. Nichol Kessinger does not exist anymore.
Allegedly. I'm not sure if she changed her name. You guys have been telling me no, she has not changed her name. I guess I got one comment from you guys saying that she attended her husband's funeral for a father, I think, and she has not changed her name. So I thought she did. Some people say she didn't, so I'm not sure about that. If you guys know for sure or anything, comment down below. Let me know.
This person, the actual person still does, but the name and the identity attached to that person no longer exists. She was not able to write a book like Amber Fry did. Since she wasn't able to do that, since she wasn't able to get closure for herself, and since she wasn't able to defend herself from public speculation and from public scrutiny, I think that she feels the need to do so by pretending to be a cousin. She feels the need to let everybody know that she's innocent. She felt the need to call in back in 2020 to try and defend herself as best as she could through a cousin, because there's no way that she can come out and do it because she doesn't exist anymore. And so she found another way to do it, and it was by calling and pretending to be a cousin. Oh, my cousin knows me so well. My cousin can vouch for me. Yeah, my cousin is gonna vouch for me because she knows me so well. Hi, I am Nichol Kessinger's cousin. Let's continue.
Chris Watts himself has written us and told us he doesn't know why he killed his family. He says that he was possessed by a demon from the house. He says that the Thrive patches were making him think like demonic thoughts. Chris killed his family because he's a sick fuck. That's the reason he killed his family. It could have easily been,
I'm a victim. Oh, it breaks my heart. How unfair.
Chris Watts himself has written us and told us he doesn't know why he killed his family. He says that he was possessed by a demon from the house. He says that the Thrive patches were making him think like demonic thoughts. Chris killed his family because he's a sick fuck. That's the reason he killed him.
It's just that Chris moved into the Amityville horror house and a demon possessed him. It was that house. That house possessed him. It was the demon. She's trying to blame a house and the Thrive patches. This is just laughable at this point. This is so nuts. If it really is Nichol Kessinger calling in, girl, get it together. Get it together.
Chris killed his family because he's a sick fuck. That's the reason he killed his family. It could have easily been Nikki. Well, what do you think would have happened if the plan would have worked? He would have killed her too. He took his bodies to the job, okay? He took the bodies to Anadarko.
I find this very interesting that this person is now claiming that, oh, Chris would have murdered Nichol too. Had the plan gone through? Oh, I wonder what plan this cousin is talking about. What plan? If the plan had worked out the way it was supposed to, Nichol would have also been killed. So the contradictions, the words that they use, and the voice all leads me to believe that this might be Nichol Kessinger. There is a possibility that this could be Nichol Kessinger. Let's continue.
He took his bodies to the job, okay? He took the bodies to Anadarko. How fucking dumb can he get? He wanted to get caught. He was gonna be killed. In fact, Nikki turned him in. She called the police when she seen the interview because she said he looked like a fucking serial killer, okay? And she thought, what if he was a serial killer because there was a woman missing?
Oh my gosh, whatever. She dated him for what, months? Was in love with him, was looking up wedding dresses, wanting to marry him. These people are crazy.
From Brighton, you know?
This sounds like Nichol Kessinger trying to convince the public that she had nothing to do with it. We all know how stupid Chris Watts is. And again, I get the impression that not only is she trying to convince the public that she's innocent, she also doesn't want people to think that she's dumb as well. If many of these theories are correct and Nichol Kessinger was the mastermind, she wants to let us know that she's not stupid enough to come up with a plan to dispose the bodies at his work site. She's letting us know, oh, I'm not that stupid. If I told him to kill his family, I wouldn't tell him to dispose of his family at work. What an idiot! Oh, he wanted to get caught. So again, I think it's Nichol Kessinger trying to convince the public that she isn't dumb and she would not have come up with such a stupid plan. In my opinion, and again, my theory is that she had a lot to do with the planning. What I think is more important to Nichol, other than people believing that she's innocent, she doesn't want people to think that she is as dumb as Chris Watts. The second thing that I noticed that was actually very telling was that this person is also trying to convince whomever that the woman that went missing in Brighton somehow related with Shanann and the girls being missing. She was trying to find some kind of correlation. That mom in Brighton and Shanann Watts went missing around the same time. Who knows? Maybe it's a serial killer. We know that Nichol Kessinger tried this with Kevin Kobach.
Like, all right, like, something happened. This woman is missing. Whether it was him or someone else. I know, like, a woman went missing not too long ago in Longmont. Like, I think it was like 2
Come on, guys, you gotta admit, this sounds exactly like her.
months ago or something like that. And you guys, not you guys, but somebody up there called off the search on her. I don't think they ever found her. So I was like, I don't know, maybe that's connected, maybe somebody came and got her, maybe he did something. I don't know, but I knew, like, it was a problem.
The things that this person is saying are very similar to what Nichol said in her interview with CBI agent Kevin Kobach. Very, very interesting. Let's continue.
But the Kessinger family did not kill anyone. Christopher Watts killed. That's it.
No one is accusing the Kessinger family of killing anyone. No one is even accusing Nichol of killing anyone. A lot of the opinions and the speculation that we see is that Nichol is more involved than she claimed to be. This cousin is saying that the Kessinger family wasn't involved. Yeah, because no one is claiming that the Kessinger family was involved. This is just Nichol. Nichol and Chris. And maybe from theories and speculation that I've read, maybe Jim. No one, I haven't seen anything of anybody talking about the Kessinger family, Kessinger's cousin or Kessinger's mentally ill aunt. No one has claimed or made any speculations on the cousin being involved. It sounds like Nichol Kessinger defending herself in a really poor way. She's defending herself in a very laughable way. I mean, none of this is actually believable because, again, the things that this person says make no sense whatsoever. Anyone with a little bit of common sense and with a computer can do a little bit of research and connect the dots and figure out that, it's really weird that a cousin that no one knows about went into witness protection. But let me know your thoughts. Again, this is all just my opinion. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think about this person, the things they're saying, and their voice. Do they sound like Nichol? Do they say things that sound like Nichol?
Yes.
Is this Nichol trying to convince the public that she isn't as dumb as Chris and that she wasn't involved? But anyway, let's continue.
We have, and the wives, they'll keep reaching out because of the baby. We don't want their help. We don't want anything to do with them. Nichol has been on drugs, and Nichol has burglarized my mother's home.
It sounds like this woman is on drugs.
2 times now for drugs.
Okay, so this person is claiming that Nichol is burglarizing her aunt's home, probably finding things to pawn, right? We heard Nichol say that, I used to pawn things all the time. I pawn things occasionally.
At one point, he mentioned to me, I can't even believe I have to say this, she left her wedding ring here. And I said something along the lines of, does that mean you two are done? And he was like, oh my God. He said, how much do you think it's worth? And I was like, remember hearing him say that and being like, what the fuck? And I remember thinking to myself, like, I don't even know how to respond to this. And so I was like, I don't know, pawn it, man. And I was just like, I pawn jewelry all the time. I pawn jewelry a few times. I was like, it's not worth shit though. And I was like, so I don't know if you really want to do that. And he's like, no, I think I'm going to get it appraised. It's a nice rock. And I was just like, okay. And it was like really awkward.
So again, it sounds like Nichol pretending to be a cousin. And then this cousin, Nichol is on drugs. She's burglarizing my mom's home. She pawned my mom's cat. Again, this person is trying to convince us that they are not Nichol Kessinger. Yeah, let me just talk shit about myself so that I can convince people that I'm not Nichol. Oh, Nichol is on drugs. She likes to burglarize homes. Let's continue.
Nichol doesn't have any fucking money. Nichol can't get a fucking job because of this shit. And the only thing Nichol did wrong, she had an affair with a man that was married. Nichol was not a married woman. He was a married man.
She goes from dissing Nichol and talking crap about her, talking about her drug use and her breaking into the house and Nichol this, Nichol that, to now sticking up for her, trying to get people to feel sorry for her. I totally think this is Nichol. I can't say it enough times. You guys let me know what you think, but I'm going to keep digging into this stuff, and I'm going to find everything I can. I'm in the process of making another video about this right now with some new updates, so stay tuned, but let's continue.
That's that.
Again, Nichol trying to convince the public, I wasn't married. He was the married one. He made that decision on his own. And then again, the things that this person says. Oh, Nichol can't get a job right now because of all of these things that happened. It's the same thing we heard from Nichol herself. It came from the source herself, from Nichol. She worried about not being able to have another job. She might have to be remote for the rest of her life because she can't go into work. People are gonna recognize her. We know that she worried about this a lot. And now the cousin is mentioning it again. Nichol is burglarizing homes. She does
doesn't have any money. Nicole doesn't even have a job.
This cousin seems to be just as worried as Nichol Kessinger.
Exactly. You guys tell me what you would do if you ran into Nichol Kessinger somewhere. Say she got a job anywhere. Starbucks, anywhere. What would you guys do? Would you guys say something to her? I know half of people would probably jump on her. I don't know. That's my opinion. But let me know what you guys would do if you ran into this woman.
And this cousin had nothing to do with it. Zero involvement whatsoever, but the cousin sounds way more guilty at this point. But that's because I believe that the cousin is Nichol Kessinger.
Yes.
Let's continue.
He was saying he was going to leave his wife. They were separated. He said they didn't even sleep in the same rooms. You're acting like, you motherfuckers act like Nicole ruined a marriage and all this bullshit. No, she didn't. And he was already stepping outside. They were swinging, they were swingers. So, you know, they were already fucking men.
I've seen no evidence of that whatsoever. I don't know what to think about that.
So I don't even, that shit's crazy.
That's crazy. They were already sleeping in separate beds.
No, they weren't. They were never sleeping in separate beds. They began sleeping in separate beds when Nichol Kessinger got involved with him. None of this was happening before Nichol Kessinger. All of this happened as soon as Nichol Kessinger forced herself into Chris's life. She is a homewrecker. She knew that Chris was married. We don't care what she said in her interview. Everything else, all of the Google searches, all of the text messages, the cousin is trying to convince us that, oh, she didn't know. She's not a homewrecker.
They were they were swingers. So, you know, they were already fucking men. So I don't even, that shit's crazy. And it's all gonna come out. And if Chris would've went to court, it all would've came out. You know, and then maybe you guys wouldn't be fucking harassing Nicole.
Yeah, harassing you mean? I wish it would've. I wish it would've went to court. But then her parents would've, Shanann's parents would have been put through, like, literal hell. And if we get what we want, my community gets what we want, and what everybody is after is for her to get questioned again, and for her to see her day in court. And if that happens, God forbid her family has to go through this again, but it needs to happen. The truth needs to come out, guys.
Get yourself some new batteries, girl. Replace that shit. What if you get carbon monoxide poisoning?
You know, and then maybe you guys wouldn't be fucking harassing Nicole. And you would harass the people that you need to harass. If you want to know what you will call the fucking truth. Because Nicole was not involved. You need to look at the people the closest to them.
Which was you, closest to Chris.
So that was it. Let me know what you all think about this audio recording. Do you think it's Nichol Kessinger?
All right, I'm going to end the video here. You guys, definitely, I'm going to keep you updated. I got a video coming out soon. And let me know what y'all think down in the comments. I want to hear from you guys. And I'll see y'all later. See you in the next one. Bye.